chest exposed to the ceiling, you'll see guys like Jake and other guys fight kind of like this, so you can't get into the chest. It prevents a lot of pressure. The other thing I worry about is this knee. Everything else is kind of whack-a-mole. I'll deal with those things when they come at me, but the things that are black and white is this chest exposure and this knee exposure. So, first thing I want to do is I look for this shoulder grip with the material, okay? And I push it up into the armpit. Now, what's going to be important for this is a good partner. So if she just dies here, this isn't going to be very realistic. So try to be strong. She put your hands on me, don't go up on that elbow. She gets up on that elbow, I'll do something else. So I want to be like this, and I kind of want to be like this. Kind of awkward for top person, but much worse for her. As we rotate back, she's going to feel extremely weak because her job is going to be to keep the guard and be in a power position, which is alignment, right? So the more I can push her out of alignment, the weaker she will be, the weaker the guard will be, the easier my pass will be. All right, so first thing I want to do, just as a drill, it also help us warm up and make sure the bottom person is warm because we're going to add pressure to this. We don't want nobody blowing a tire. So again, don't use the lapel. Lapel tends to fold over the shoulder. I'm literally going this ripple. I'm just going up. I'm not trying to overachieve. I literally just want this bit of rotation to be strong. And all I want you guys to do is try and live like this. Bottom person, I want you to try and get this knee back in, and we're going to play this battle. Go ahead, bring this knee back in. And I'm just going to keep doing this. And she's going to wear the worst of this. We'll just do a minute on top, minute on bottom. It's going to be much harder for bottom person. It's okay, we're going to take turns. Try to find someone your size. Good luck. And then I'll explain next steps. Does that make sense? So again, take your time. She's not gonna, this isn't super threatening either, that's the other thing. So if I start going in here, she's gonna be like, get the hell out of here. So I'm gonna go here. She's not gonna worry about it. She's gonna worry about this knee. I'll go knee shield as well. You can go knee shield with or without, but my goal eventually will be to keep this consumed, right? And then I'll talk about more why we are doing these things. In Vancouver, if you're doing nogi, I go here, but it's the same fundamental. I just use my forearm to keep that chest to the ceiling. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to start to panic, as you guys felt a little bit, right? Because the position is awful for bottom person. There's a couple things that are black and white. If they scoop under this leg as if they're going to do leg entanglements, I will back off and completely reset back to traditional half guard. I do not try to make it work. I will hit reset, I will back off, I'll do it all over again. I'm still on top, my feet aren't in trouble, they're still in bottom suffering. So if you're getting even a little bit, sometimes what I try to do is try to keep my body front side, keep this knee shield weight. If I get too much on top of them and they can start pushing me around, I do not want that. I will reset every time because I'm just gonna go right back. So I'm like this, pressuring, use your hands. If I get out of position, just back off, do it again. And what I'm doing by doing that, I'm also making them do reps. They're working out. I'm not doing anything. So you're also taxing them, taxing their energy. So, all that being said, a couple details here. When I do consume the knee, just move this for everybody. When I have the shoulder and I consume the knee, if I stay in this kind of position with my knee like this, it's easy for her to push my knee out and regard this knee, okay? So when I get here, be strong in. If I'm here, I often do this and consume the knee this way. Now with my knee pointed at her hip, this is awful for her. The angles don't work for her to regard that leg, okay? So that's one variation. And again, I'll sit there. Some of you started like pulling your leg out this way. Don't do that. You're creating space. I'm only using the space I have. So first thing I want to deal with is people are getting, within 1 minute, some of you are getting uncomfortable and really pushing with this knee shield. I think I talked about this last time at Gabe's. So I want to do that first. So with this, I'm going to same thing, turn, and when she pushes, see the space between her feet? When she pushes me, go ahead, I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to stay right here. I'm not looking to pass, I'm not looking to go anywhere. She's going to have to make a choice here. Because this knee is close to her hip, she's going to have to either step on the ground and shrimp, or she's going to push away with her bottom knee. We'll start with the first one. So here, my knees are pointed to her hips. If she touches that ground, I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm not doing anything. I'm taking her to the fork in the road, forcing a decision, and I'll have an answer for each decision. This will be first. So, here, knee shin, just first, and turn over, put that hand on the ground. just gently push so we don't have to worry about timing yet, but timing is the most important part here. As she pushes, I turn my butt, 1, 2, and I want to keep my knees close on her quad. She's gonna feel like she has to move to regard. I'm gonna watch that foot. If her foot goes to the ground, I just jump over to mount. And the whole time, come back again, buddy. The whole time I'm pushing the shoulder, because for her to fight me, just relax. For her to fight me, if I do this, she cannot fight me. So the whole time I'm pushing this. If she goes flat like this, I don't do this. I keep this here. Come back. So she pushes. That's the other thing. I'm intentionally riding this knee shield. If I move too much and there's no knee shield, I'll come back up and I'll find it and make sure it's like in my stomach somewhere. I want the knee shield in this case. Because I'm basically punishing good behavior. She's trying to get space back. It's the right thing to do. She's paying for it. So here, she pushes me. 1, 2, and I sit. Not on the ground, just drop my hip a little bit. And as you can see, my foot is very active here, because if I'm like this, I can't jump out. If she shrimps here, she's got too much space, she's gonna get a guard back. Yeah. So, 1, knee, 1, 2. Here, when she touches that ground, jump over. But I push. If I leave her on her side here, what's she gonna do? She's gonna trap this foot, I'm gonna stuck in quarter guard. So as soon as I throw my leg over, I'm putting all my weight on that shoulder, and I'm mounting with all of my weight here. As long as her chest is at the ceiling, she's not gonna be able to go to her side and do that traditional regard where she pushes the foot in. Make sense? I'll do one more. So, shoulder grip, 1, I lean. Lots of times we're looking for this hand, it's great. 1, she pushes, 1, 2. She pushes, up, 1, 2, and drop. Wait for that knee to go, wait for her to touch the ground. And I push that shoulder in the mouth. That's all I know. So, number 1, just as I'm watching bottom person trying to find different ways to defend this. So what's going to happen is they're going to kind of like either try to bring this knee in or they're going to shrimp. That's what I talked about, right? I won't spend too much time on this one. So if I go here, I actually saw this a few times. Don't do this. You're not dog legging. I just chase my leg. I won't clear this way. I have to pinch the knee and clear it. Just go around it. 1, 2. Okay. Now, if she's really aggressive with this inside knee, no inside knee, that's a foot. So if she's really aggressive with that inside knee, I'll just scoop it away and go into like a leg drag position. Okay. Which, especially with flexible people, small people, just watching it. If this knee comes in, I'm just scooping the top knee, right? So we'll just do this just for a few minutes. It's the same thing, but different. Everybody's gonna have a different idea on how to defend this. So everything's the same. Knee shield's in. I wipe her. Now here, if she's really flexible with this bottom leg, right? I just scoop, and I go across it all the way over to a leg there. Still keeping this because it's going to help me rotate her, and then we can look for plexus here. But that's all the way back. Just to be clear, here, the knee comes in, I'm going under the calf, cross it, and I'm turning all the way over and facing the other direction. If I don't do this, this knee will stay in front of me. I'm going to end up like this, still have a knee shield. So as I come over, I have to turn the other way to get rid of that. All right, let's try that real quick, and then we're gonna move on from here real quick. As long as you have the shoulder, be aggressive on that. So, actually, I'll go this way. Turn your head that way. Okay, now, in my gym, because I live and die here, I get some different behaviors, which will eventually happen. People just behave differently. What do we got here? 2, 4, 6, 12 people. You probably get 12 different variations of defenses outside of the knee shield pushing you away. So what's happening in my gym is nothing. They know if they push, I wipe her. They know if they shoot underhooks or push the knee that I'll add pressure. So you end up doing nothing. But they are getting cooked. So again, emphasis on patience and stop. I still see some of you guys pulling your weight off. I need you to get comfortable. Be strong here. I'll do that. I won't even use that. I'll cook here. If I can make them carry my weight and take some of their energy, it's just going to benefit you, especially if you're competing. And it costs you nothing, right? So now, same thing here. And look at my lean here. In this case, so the only thing that varies in my positioning is what I want in terms of a defense. So I'm just coaching these guys into like, if I'm really like, I'm not pulling in, it's hard for her to use that knee shield if I'm pulling in. If I can feel her wanting to use that knee shield, I physically push myself away, like a push up. So I want her to use this because that's gonna create my space, that's gonna allow my wipers. So everything is not gassed up, right? I wanna encourage good behavior so I can punish good behavior. So if I'm not getting what I want here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna forfeit this grip, just like that. And what, I still want this knee shield. What this does, it inspires the underhook. So go ahead, shoot underhook. Perfect, good. Now, if you watch this, again, this is good behavior. This is what she's supposed to do. But the problem is I'm sitting here waiting for it. So I'm here, bang, go nice and slow. As I let go, she shoots her underhook. Look at the space that she's creating. She's using her leg as a counterweight, bang, she shoots her underhook. Because of my angle, she's not getting the depth she wants, okay? One more time. Here, she shoots, bang. Right away my knee's coming through. Now I'm just gonna look to drop my hips and pump into the mount. Worst case is they grab my foot, but I've got an answer for that. So, here, again, guys, make sure this is realistic. I want my toes off the ground, be strong. So, toes are off the ground, I forfeit, I go 2 hands, and look, I don't worry about the pass, I just sprawl. My knees are off the ground. If she's flexible with her rotation, I will come back in and crossface or underhook. But for now, bottom person, you can try and hold on. I'm putting my weight into her chest because that's, again, forcing her chest out. It's easier for her to defend. I'll just do that. If I just go on my knees, get on your side now, even this little bit on the side, she's gonna hold on to this foot forever. So anytime I get into a quarter guard, I'm always kind of sprawling my knees and forcing her flat with my knees off the ground. And I can use this too. But I won't use my hands unless I have to, because I like my body weight doing the work. It's always me and gravity against you, 2 against 1. So I don't like using physical strength, even if there's a size difference. I want to preserve my energy for our 10-minute fights that we have to do sometimes. So, again, please make sure it's realistic. Like when I let go, then they shoot, right? And you want to back off. So here, if I let go and I do this, she's not going to want to shoot. Look, I retreat. I give her the space to shoot. She shoots. Bang. Guys, don't can each other. 45 out. Go back. So I'm not knee cutting. I'm not going this way. I'm going to mount. So I just want my knee here. Even if this is all I get, that's fine. That's enough. I just want to make sure it gets out. And I just sprawl. Literally sprawl. And I start dropping my right hip to get my foot free. And then I hide my feet. Make sense? Let's try. I've gone through. So if she's not letting go of this, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna back off here. For a couple reasons. One, a lot of guys in my gym do deep half there, so you can run right. I don't want to do half there. Okay? So if I'm not triggering the foot right away, I back off and put my knee under her hamstring. Then I can start hunting underhooks. Once I have the underhook, so she wants to, usually when you're dealing with a problem, you have to look at the problem, right? So my leg, she has my leg front side of her, doesn't make sense for her to look behind her, right? So, that being said, what do I want? I don't want her to look at the problem, so I'll cross-face her and make her look the other way, and my foot will go free. And by backing off, when we land here, my head's above hers, I can't shoulder pressure from here. Don't try to reach in like this, it won't work. She has a better chance of eating deep half. So almost always, if my foot doesn't come free right away, I'll back off, push myself back, hold my head lower than hers, I'll go underhook, and cross face to that armpit, pull, and then I can just drop my shoulder until she feels like letting go. If she doesn't let go, that's cool too. She can sit here. Get my knee print on her face. So let's just, again, spend a couple minutes on that, and I'll call you right back in. It's literally like 2 minutes. So the problem with my game comes if they don't even use an e-shield, which happens sometimes. Some people fight like this. Jake McKenzie fights like this a lot. And that's because he's really safe here. This can take all my weight. If I get into her chest though, this is awful. So as long as I do this too, if someone's really good at getting in my house, I always do this, take the weight on the shoulder, instead of the chest, and you can actually survive a long time. And what people tend to do is they tend to drop and shoot underhooks here because it's super, shoot an underhook. That's one underhook. There you go, it's your first day, sorry. Yeah, so this tends to what happens if they overcommit to, or get too overconfident because there's no knee shield. Just so you know. All that being said, and knowing that, if I'm here and I'm cooking somebody and they kick that knee shield up, kick it right up. Because it's taxing, it's hard on the glutes, hard on the hips, so I've had many people kick this out. So if I'm here, I'm cooking, she kicks it out, I drop into the hip, I don't go to the head. I never go to the head if I'm playing this kind of game. You can, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying for me and what I want, I'm gonna come down here to the hip. Now toppers are gonna do one of two things. They're either gonna look to control this arm, or they're gonna look to underhook with this arm, okay? Spin this way. I tend to like them controlling this arm, because if you control this, go bicep control. This, because Nash doesn't want me touching her face, right? This is super normal, maybe the most common. Doesn't let me touch her face. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go 1, 2. Okay. If you can't do that, what I'll have to do is I'll switch. And we talked about consuming the knee. So I will stay nice and low and I consume this knee. If she tries to push my leg out, I give it to her and I take this under. But then I'll have to consume the knee right away. Okay, so. And also in a perfect world, if they don't fight you, because people don't really respect this underhook as much as they respect this one. If I'm here like this, and she lets me do it, I'll do it. Okay, just go nice and high. Don't do this. A lot of people want to anchor on this lapel. Don't do that. I want the ground. If I do this, she can close her elbow. She can reach my leg. Yeah, I don't want that. So I go high, now do it. Reach. This is worse. So, knee shield again. So bottom person, we wore you out, you kick out your knee shield. I drop back to the head, okay? Not to the head, because this is where underhooks are, right? That's why I do it. Underhook. She did it right that time. Good job. Let's give her a strike. This is what I don't want. I don't want her to have the power. So if she forfeits the knee shield, I back off to the hip. Now I'm playing this game. Okay? So if they go bicep control, I just go 1, 2, and I just carve under her arm, just like that. Here. Now, once I walk this up enough, I do the same exact movements I was doing before. I drop my hip like this. What I'm looking to do is bite her shoulder with my forearm and my bicep. And I don't want this, I don't want the fat part of the arm. Just like when you do a straight arm bar, I use that bone. So I kind of go like that. So here, 1, go like that, and I bite. I'm not sitting. How's that feel? Great. Absolutely. So from here I do the same thing. If she shoots that underhook, so she feels safe, I punch through, and I mount. The only difference is with that shoulder bite, it's absolutely miserable. Feels like the shoulder's gonna explode. So be careful if you're large or if you're small. Tap. Speak here. Speak up. Pain is real. So here, cooking. She shoots the knee shield. I back off. Find my way into this armpit. Walk up. Thumb up. And I bring my shoulder to my forearm. When I drop my hip, I have to make sure my knee is inside. If her knee gets out, what I say, I full retreat, reset, and I start doing it again. If ever I'm here and that knee comes in, I back off and I deal with it, not consume it. Okay? Super important that you respect the details, because if I leave that here, push me away, I'm getting shot. Almost, no, go back. Omoplatus here. If she pushes that away from here, push me away, there's omoplatus. So I never like my arms removed from my body. That's weakness from every position. So 1, 2, drop my hip, bang. Same thing. The only difference with this one is, I'll be nicer. The only difference with this one is I can use this hand. If she's not opening up, because she's aware, and then if she touches my knee, and in this case, I actually look for that. I'll push my knee out and expect them to push it back on the guard. And there'll always be that little hole there for my arm to come in. Double unders is the worst kind of control. But again, no rush. This sucks, okay? So here, she didn't take the knee shield. I pummel inside, scoop that. I drive my shoulder up, not too much. I'm like head to head with her, not too high. drop my hip, and I can start fighting this fight. She blocks me, perfect. Double unders, punch my knee through anyway, and I can fight this fight however I want. I prefer side mount. Mind your partner, any injuries that might be there. So we'll start like this. I'm gonna take this inside underhook, and I'm gonna drop, and we'll go from here. This specific training, I either want to mount or pass. And she wants me to get the guard back, or submit, or sweep, or whatever, right? And you'll kind of figure out how you're supposed to exist. Too much sitting and you get swept. The pressure should be right on the joint. It should be a pinch. And I don't really sit on the ground as much as I just drop. My toes are always loaded. They're called cocking my gun, like this. So the second she moves, I can go. If I do this, I have to like jump up and then go. So if you have a little called dead foot, it doesn't help you. It puts you just a second behind, and at the brown and black belt level, that's enough to get swept or regarded. So try and live on your toes like that, not like that. It's everything to the higher belts, that little second. So start with the inside underhook. We'll just do 2 minutes on top, 2 minutes on bottom. I'll see what you're doing.